Today we're going to talk about the 1991 Urban Wastewater Treatment Directive. My guest made an intervention theory based on this directive. She's going to show us the results of her research, starting with the problems why this directive was needed.
When untreated, urban wastewater poses a serious threat. It can carry harmful substances like nutrients, microplastics, and greenhouse gases into our rivers, lakes, and oceans. This leads to a process called eutrophication. Untreated wastewater is rich in nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus, which accelerates excessive algae growth in water. When the algae die, bacteria decompose them, consuming oxygen and harming aquatic life. Another problem are micropollutants like microplastics. These tiny toxic substances come from products like medicines and makeup. Wastewater also carried pathogens, heavy metals, and industrial chemicals, threatening the public health and biodiversity.
Those problems are indeed troubling, and they led to a wastewater treatment directive. I heard that your job was to determine if this directive was impactful or not.
Yes, that is correct. To do this, I used the intervention theory tool. Let me explain more about this. The intervention theory simplifies the complex policy pathways by linking needs, inputs, and activities to the outputs, outcomes, and impacts. Its structured approach makes it ideal for communicating and analyzing the directive. The directive was first adopted in 1991 to combat water pollution. The directive was revised in 2024 to address new challenges such as microplastics and emerging pollutants, and to align with climate neutrality goals. The 1991 directive aimed to address two key needs. 1. Reducing water pollution and eutrophication. 2. Protecting public health from harmful discharges. The objectives were clear: reduce nitrogen, phosphorus, and organic matter in wastewater while ensuring compliance with EU standards and improving public health. To achieve this, the directive relied on funding, secondary and tertiary treatment standards, monitoring systems, and enforcement for compliance. The updated 2024 directive focuses on emerging pollutants, climate goals, and advanced treatment technologies. Its updated inputs include funding for quaternary systems. Let's take a brief detour to understand the secondary, tertiary, and quaternary treatment standards. Secondary treatment removes organic pollutants. Tertiary treatment targets nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus to prevent eutrophication. Quaternary treatment addresses micropollutants and microplastics. The directive's success relies on these key actors. Member states and EU institutions build the necessary infrastructure, enforce compliance, and provide financial and technical support. Wastewater treatment facilities follow the treatment standards while transitioning to energy-neutral operations. Industries fund quaternary treatment and reduce pollutant discharges. The direct results of the directive include expanded wastewater treatment, reductions in pollutants, and the establishment of a deadline for energy-neutral wastewater treatment plants by 2045. These outputs contribute to outcomes: cleaner water bodies because nutrient and pollutant concentrations decrease, leading to healthier ecosystems and a reduction in waterborne diseases. Additionally, the directive supports a circular economy through resource recovery. Finally, the directive achieves long-term impacts, extending beyond its immediate goals. These include restored aquatic biodiversity, enhanced resilience of ecosystems and communities to climate change, and alignment with the EU's broader zero pollution and climate neutrality goals.
Thank you very much. And I was wondering if you discovered some pros and cons during your research?
Yes, for this part I would like to refer you to my colleague.
Our intervention theory has several cons. One of them is that the differences between long-term impacts and outputs are not always clear, and sometimes even overlapping. For example, reduced pollution in rivers and lakes is considered an output, while improved water quality is also considered an outcome. A second con is that the intervention theory is not resilient to change. If the directive changes, which was the case this year, the intervention theory needs to be updated. There's no standardized version of an intervention theory.
Oh yeah, when I prepared this interview, I said that there were no general framework for this. And if I also may add, the intervention theory is not very detailed and it may oversimplify problems.
However, there are also pros. The intervention theory provides a quick overview of the policy and its implementation. Therefore, it helps in identifying pros and cons of the policy. The intervention theory provides clear benchmarks, like outcomes, for easy progress measurement and effective monitoring. Its broad scope ensures all relevant factors, including finances, are considered.
Thank you very much. I would just like to add that compared to frameworks, the intervention theory is better suited for the directive because it provides a clear causal pathways linking inputs to outcomes and includes all relevant factors like financing and stakeholders' roles. Moving forward, do you have any recommendation about the directive?
First, the theory could also expand its scope, for example to agricultural water waste. the intervention theory should be made easier to broaden the scope of policies. Next, cost-effectiveness method analysis could be applied before constructing treatment plans, aligning with the efficiency principle to maximize benefits while minimizing costs. Lastly, the intervention theory must adapt swiftly to emerging chemicals, addressing new treatment needs effectively.